Don't you dare shed a tear, my dear, dear. Lights will be strong with Christmas song this year, yeah. Something inside me says I need to go, because it's Christmas. Oh yeah, it's Christmas without snow.
Just gonna listen to the song for a bit.
Children are laughing and chattering and gasping with glee. Your spirit is free when we cut down those Christmas trees. But something inside me says I need to go, because it's Christmas. Oh yeah, it's Christmas. Something inside me says I need to go, because it's Christmas. Oh yeah, it's Christmas.
All right, has anyone heard that song? Our grade 7 student, Archer Bell, wrote and is singing that song. She had the opportunity to record in Sarah McLaughlin's studio and just released that song a couple months ago. So it was quite beautiful and I was quite moved by it, so I thought I'd share it with you. So Archer is in grade 7 and she's got an older sister, Ariel, in the senior school, if you happen to know her. All right, so today we're going to be learning a little bit about the Cultural Committee and as well as how people celebrate during this time of year. So it is my pleasure today to introduce two of our student prefects, Hannah and Mohammed, who serve as our DEI and cultural prefects. I have been working with them on bringing into our school ways to learn about cultures that exist within our student body. They have fully committed to doing this work and are excited to bring their stories and ideas to you. I personally want to share that I think the initiative they have undertaken is meaningful not only because it celebrates the diversity of our community, but because research shows that when students have space to share their cultural identities, it has a real impact on their experience at school. Students who feel their backgrounds are recognized and respected are more engaged, more confident, and more resilient. And I found it particularly interesting when I learned that for those with multiple cultural identities, if they feel that every part of themselves is seen, it contributes significantly to their self-esteem and a stronger sense of purpose. So I hand it over to Mohammed and Hannah.
Morning, everyone. As Ms. Powell said, I'm excited to share that Mohammed and I are starting a cultural committee. The cultural committee will be a space where students come together to plan and celebrate the diverse identities, traditions, and experiences that make our school unique. Being a part of the cultural committee means being involved in the planning of celebrations, representing your own culture, and promoting diversity. We hope to learn from one another, highlight our difference in culture, and build an understanding in a way that feels genuine and inclusive.
This committee is what I imagined wanting to contribute to the school with, and Hannah helped me believe that this committee isn't impossible to make. When I first came to Queen Margaret's, I was surprised by the many differences between this school and my previous school. All of my old schools encouraged us to talk freely and without shame about our beliefs and religions, so being a Muslim never felt odd to me, because I felt like there are others just like me, but I didn't find that here. Most people either find these topics too sensitive to talk about or don't care enough to talk about them. That's what I believed, but spending more time and opening up to people helped me learn that people are actually interested if they're willing to ask and learn. That's what makes me believe that we should be able to talk about our different cultures together without feeling like it's a sore topic that shouldn't be brought up.
This committee matters to me because culture is a part of every single person's life. This means it influences our perspectives, our values, and the way we connect with one another. For me, I'm half Filipino, and in my culture, we celebrate big. No matter what type of celebration, everyone gets involved, meaning it's full of energy, passion, food, and lots of partying. I believe that by incorporating and celebrating cultures like mine, we can create events that bring people together and create a space that everyone feels seen in. If you're passionate about representation, community, or simply learning from others, I'd love for you to join and help us bring this meaningful space together.
That's why we want you to come to us. We will have a registration form that you can find in the announcements or in your email. If you don't want to join the committee but still want to bring up something you want us to talk about, feel free to come up to me and to us or in the halls and talk about anything that you believe in. If you don't feel comfortable talking face-to-face, send me or Hannah an email. You can organize a meeting with us or just have a chat with us over anything you want. What comes up to us will be put into consideration, so don't be scared to come talk to us.
Thank you. So as I mentioned before, I'm part of the Filipino community, and we always have celebrations that are extravagant, especially Christmas. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a few Christmas traditions we have. So in the Philippines, it's predominantly a Catholic country, meaning Christmas is celebrated widely there. In a lot of places in the Philippines, Christmas decorating begins on September 1st. This marks the 115-day countdown. Worldwide, many people celebrate Christmas by counting down from December 1st to the 25th, a little bit shorter. They can also do this by decorating a tree, by putting green and red ornaments on it, giving gifts to each other, and enjoying a meal together. These are just a couple of ways Christmas is celebrated around the world. And so to bring to the chapel, I have an ornament to leave here for a little while. Thank you.
How many of you have heard of the holiday Kwanzaa? Yeah, a few of us? Okay. I'm still learning about Kwanzaa. I've done a little bit of reading and asking some questions. But in the junior school, they presented on Kwanzaa, and they found a short little video that they showed. And so we took it, and we'd like to share it with you now. It's just a quick minute video.
My name is Roxy, and I'm 8 years old. In December, families around the world celebrate Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa means first harvest. It runs from the 26th of December to the 1st of January. Kwanzaa is a celebration of community, family and culture. The main colours of Kwanzaa are red, black and green. Every night families light a candle on the kinara, the candle holder. There are 7 candles for the 7 nights of Kwanzaa. Each night families talk about one of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There are many ideas of how we can live a good life. My favourite part of the Kwanzaa story is a feast called Karamu, when families get together, celebrate, tell stories and dance. Families have lots of fun together and share handmade gifts. Happy Kwanzaa! I am now going to say I love you and goodbye in Swahili. Ninakupenda, kwaheri.
I wonder if she can sit here. No. Good morning. Jag heter Leila. Jag pratar om Santa Lucia. Hi everyone, I'm Leila and I'm going to be talking about Santa Lucia. So Santa Lucia is a celebration on December 13th in Sweden and the rest of Northern Europe. It's also known as the Festival of Lights, and it brings light to the darkest time of the year, or the winter solstice. It is the contradiction of Midsummer, which maybe people might know a little bit better. And as people know, like in northern Sweden, some days in the winter, you're only getting 2 to 3 hours of light. So light is very important to Swedish culture. It gives tradition and honors Lucia, who is known for bringing food and hope to people in need. It's a holiday full of giving and appreciation for what you have, kind of like Canadian Thanksgiving. In the celebration, a girl dresses as Lucia and wears a white gown, and they normally have a red sash and a candle crown. And she leads carols and singing, and these carols are called Lusitaga, who also wear white and carry candles with them. The celebration symbolizes bringing light to winter darkness. People like the food of the celebration is called lusenkräfter, which is a bun, and it's flavored with saffron, so it turns like bright yellow. So it's kind of like a bright yellow light bun. And overall, Santa Lucia is just representing like the warmth and generosity and the return of the light and the new season in Sweden. Tokasen Mebrad, thank you guys so much. Santa Lucia over here in the back. Here we go, of course.
So what I love about what happened with Layla is that she was here yesterday for our chapel gathering, and we didn't have that presentation. And then she said, hey, there's something that maybe I could share. So today you were able to hear about Santa Lucia. So thank you. Don't quite have the accent, but thank you.
Santa Lucia.
Santa Lucia. Saint Lucia. Yeah, wonderful. So today I'm going to share a little bit about how me and my family celebrate the holidays. How many of you have heard of Hanukkah? Probably lots, yes? Okay. So it's a Jewish holiday that lasts for 8 nights. It celebrates a time long ago when a small amount of oil miraculously lasted 8 days and brought light and hope to the Jewish people. Today, families remember that miracle by lighting candles on a special candle holder called a menorah. So I'm just going to show you. This particular menorah was gifted to my husband and I when we got married from my brother. I'm sure you've seen menorahs that look very different, and they've just become, pieces of art, really. And I don't know, you will not notice yet, but there are 9 holders here rather than 8. Does anybody have any idea why that would be? Has anyone learned about that? Yeah.
Because there was one candle, the middle candle, to light all the other ones.
Yes. Called a shamash, exactly. So the one in the middle, sometimes it's on the end, but the one in this middle is a little higher, and it's called the shamash. And so what we do is we put that candle in, we light it, and then we take the candle out and light the other ones, depending on which night of Hanukkah it is. Okay? And we go left to right. Does anybody know why we do that? Yes? Because that's how we read. In Hebrew, you read left to right. Okay, so I'm going to leave this behind. A few more things to share. So when my daughters were a lot younger, so Nikki and Sam, this was a really special time for us, and I'll explain, we celebrated both holidays, but the first one typically would come with Hanukkah, and because it lasts for 8 days, I don't know how many of you know, but many families will then gift their children something every night of Hanukkah. After they light the candles, do a little prayer, and then gift something to their child. And in our tradition, at the end, on the 8th night, we would give them a big gift. I remember getting, something just really exciting, a pair of skates or whatever it was. And we would always look forward to that last night. And along the way, we would play with the dreidel. So I don't know how many of you have heard of that. That song, I have a little dreidel, everyone heard of it? Anyway, okay, so there's all sorts of different dreidels. And the way this works is there's 4 Hebrew letters, and each one has a meaning. So you play with chocolate coins, or some people play with pennies or money. Do you even know what a penny is? Okay. And so you would have some money or chocolate coins, you would spin it, and wherever it lands, you have to give to, take some, skip a turn, whatever it is. And so children would play this often during Hanukkah and during the parties. And the last thing is the latkes. Do you know what latkes are? And sufganiyot, you probably haven't heard of that. Anyone heard of that? Yes? I mean, an enthusiastic yes? Yeah, so latkes, sufganiyot, the reason why that has become a part of many families' traditions is that it's because it's in oil. right? So we make the potato pancakes and we fry them in oil, and the donuts are sufganiyot or donuts. We make those in oil, and that's to represent the miracle of the oil lasting 8 days. So we would do that as well, and my kids didn't like them, and we would make them, and the whole house would smell like onions and fried potatoes, and then no one would eat them, but we'd still do it. Anyway, okay, so then what is also really special about this time is that my husband is not Jewish, and so he's always celebrated Christmas. And so what we decided that in our home we would celebrate Hanukkah, but then in his parents' home we would celebrate Christmas. So what we would do on Christmas Eve day is that we'd pack up all the presents for Christmas. We'd head over to their house, and we told our kids that Santa Claus knows that we are celebrating there, so we need to be there. So we decided we'd have sleepovers there, and even all the way up until like 19 and 16 with their age now, we still have to pack up our stuff and sleep there and go through the whole thing. And then in the morning, the stockings are full, and we have a nice meal together. And because we live in Winnipeg, what's Winnipeg famous for? Does anybody know? Snow and cold. I think I just heard the exact two I was hoping for. Snow and cold. So what we would do is we'd bundle up, even if it was minus 40, and I'm not exaggerating, minus 40, we would bundle up and we would head to the toboggan hill, and we would toboggan for as long as we possibly could without freezing. And then we'd head to the outdoor skating rink and skate with some friends. So, it was a very magical time of year for us. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about how we celebrate both holidays. There's a place here at QMS for all of us to share our cultures and backgrounds so we can take pride in who we are and learn from one another. The world can feel complex when it focuses only on our differences and assume that something is wrong when others see or experience things differently. But imagine a world where we honor those differences and also recognize the beauty in what we share. With that spirit in mind, I'd like to end with a sing-along to Peace Like a River. Now, we didn't do so great yesterday with Peace Like a River because no one knows the song. Okay, but it's really simple lyrics, and I hope that, as you get more comfortable, we can get into it. Okay, I know there's some beautiful voices in the room, so let's hear you.
Standing. Have a seat for a moment, please. Well, that was really calming for me anyway, and I could see a few people were really enjoying that also. It's the music at this time of year, the words at this time of year, they're often steering us towards this concept of peace and generosity and gratitude and trying to be things for yourself and for other people. And when I was listening, I've never heard Layla speak Swedish before. And so that was really cool to hear that today. So thank you for sharing that language. And when language sounds, different languages obviously sound unique, and they essentially are capturing an expression of some kind. And often we don't know what that means until it's translated. And so the differences in sounds and how those sounds combine to sound different ultimately represent the same thing, the same expressions, but in a different language. And as I was listening to Mohammed, I didn't know that, Mohammed, you arrived with that sort of lens and that feeling and those observations of this community and how those had shifted over time. So thank you for sharing that. As well as Hannah, I never knew, didn't understand some of that, the background of your Philippine culture. And I'm imagining I've got these dreams of a sort of advent calendars filled with 115 chocolates because you've got that run in from September and you're opening these doors. So it was really a great opportunity for me to learn about both of you. So thank you for sharing. But as I was watching the screen about Kwanzaa, and I'm listening to this Festival of Lights, and I'm seeing I'm going to forget the name for it now, sorry, the menorah with the candles, and I'm thinking we're going into our candlelight service next week on Thursday. The commonalities across the board far exceed the differences. in my mind as I'm listening, the rituals are slightly different. There are tweaks and things are done in slightly different ways, but families are coming together. People are sharing food. People are looking for the light in dark times. People are looking for inspiration around them and hope. And so, yeah, it's great for us to learn about these different cultures and our different heritage. And I think there's probably less for us to fear than we sometimes think. And so keeping that open mind, keeping that curiosity, thanking those of us in our community who are willing to share, then I think it can lead to a lot of growth in our own lives. So I hope you all have a really smooth run into this festive season, whatever your cultural practices are, whatever you're looking forward to, and have a really wonderful time and have a great break. Thanks to all of our presenters again today for sharing.